you have a very nuanced, well, maybe it's not so nuanced, pretty straightforward approach to whether vaccine mandates are the way to go. Don't you explain why you don't think they are?
Well, I'll say this. Everyone hates mandates. No one wants mandates. But mandates at this point in time, as a last resort, if necessary, to ensure that a workplace is safe, that workers are safe, it may come to mandates. We hate mandates, but we hate death and infection. We're not dealing with a common cold. We're not dealing with a normal flu. We're dealing with a seriously contagious, deadly disease that can rapidly transfer not only to a coworker, but from a coworker to a coworker's family member at home. So while I would resist a mandate, as a last resort, it may come to a mandate, because this at the end, and we have to discuss not just whether to vax or ax, we have to discuss the why. What are we faced with here?
Well, I think that's where I want to go with you, Mark. That's where I want to go, because it's really the why is the reason you think we're not at that mandate point just yet, despite the fact that that board of companies that we just showed, including Cisco and United and Netflix and many more, are requiring their employees to get vaccinated. Let's start with the reasons why you think we're not there just yet.
I think we're almost there, Ty, to be quite honest with you, and we may not be there yet because we still have more work to do to educate people, to persuade people, and I think there's a tipping point. And one of the most important tipping points is when the Federal Food and Drug Administration gives final approval. A lot of the hesitancy has to do at that point. I think when we get to that point, we are in a zone where perhaps it is best, if there are no other options, to require vaccines. But it should be done by an individual employer, by an individual government, by a restaurant. I don't think that a citywide mandate or a statewide mandate or national mandate is the way to go. But I do think an employer has certain rights that are designed, yes, to respect one's individual decision-making authority, but to understand the other rights that others have, and that is, do I have a right to come to work in a safe, healthy, and decent workplace? So it's a balancing act, Ty. We're going to get to this vaccine mandate, and I think those companies who have moved in that direction have done it, I think, in an effort to forestall a greater set of difficulties. It's easier to execute a vaccine mandate than to have 100 different rules for 100 different locations if you're a national employer.